Hi students, welcome to online class. So today we are going to discuss about chapter 2, data abstraction. In this video we are going to discuss the next heading, next topic, lists and tuples. So what is mean by list and what is mean by tuple? See, to enable us to implement the concrete level of data abstraction. So whenever we want to implement the data abstraction technique, all the languages, they use different concepts. For example, C++ language, it uses encapsulation technique. So like that, here also the Python language provides a compound structure called pair. The pair is made up of list or tuple. So list or tuple is used to implement the concrete level of data abstraction. So using the concept called list and tuple, we are going to implement the data abstraction. So the first way to implement pair is with the list construct. So using the concept list, we are going to implement the concept called pair. So what is mean by list? Let's see that. List is constructed by placing expressions within square brackets separated by commas. So what we want to do is, we want to give the expression in the sense it may be any value, one or more values. That one or more values can be given within square bracket, and then it should be, the values should be separated by comma, because one or more values will be there. So the values should be separated by comma. Such an expression is called as list literal. See what is mean by list? They are giving the definition. Whenever we give one or more values, that one or more values should be given within square bracket, and then the values should be separated by comma. Right. List can store multiple values. Yes, it is right. So within the square bracket, we can store one or more value. Each value can be of any type and can even be another list. So what here they are describing, the values may be of different types. Values may be of different types means one value may be integer and another value may be floating point value. For example, 4, 5.5. If I give 4, 5.5, 4 is an integer value, 5.5 is a floating point value. So these two values can be given within one particular list. It can be given in one list. Not only that, we can give any type of value. Apart from that, we can give another list also. A list can contain another list. So that is called nested list. So these topics we will discuss in the chapter 9 in a detailed manner. So here just they are giving only one word. A list can contain another list also. Right? So the example for the list is given here. See, the example for the list is, within the square bracket they have given 10, 20. 10, 20. The elements in the list can be accessed. The elements of the list can be accessed by two ways. How can we access? How can we use the values inside the list? How can we access the elements in the list? We can say like that. So there are two ways are there. First way is, familiar method is multiple assignment. So this is the first way. We can use the method called multiple assignment. What is the use of the multiple assignment method? This particular method is used to unpack a list into its elements and binds each element to a different name. See the example what they have given. LST becomes 10, 20. Here again you remember this colon equal to. This is called as assigned as or becomes. In the last video itself we have discussed this. Colon equal to, the symbol is called as assigned as or becomes. Now you study this line. LST becomes 10, 20. So now 10, 20, these particular values are stored in one element called LST. It is stored in one element called LST. And then see the next line. X, y becomes LST. So now what will happen? X, y becomes LST means already the LST contains 10, 20. So now 10, 20 is assigned to X, y. So now what will happen? X, y becomes 10, 20. So X is assigned as 10 and Y is assigned as 20. See here they are given. In the above example, X value becomes 10 and Y value become 20. Can you understand, students? So first method is multiple assignment method. Using this method, we are just assigning the values to one element, right? And then this particular thing is assigned back to different variables. Or else you consider this as a variable, no problem. LST is a variable. That particular variable is used to store two values. And then again what happens? Using this particular variable, we are assigning to X and Y. We are assigning to two different variables. Right? So that is what here they are given. Binds each element to a different name. Right? So X value becomes 10 and Y value becomes 20. Right? So this is the first method. Then we are going for the second method. So second method for accessing the elements in a list is by element selection operator. What is mean by element selection operator? Same thing, but we are going to access each and every element in the list through its index. Through its index, that is memory index. See here. I can show you a figure and then you can understand it easily. See here. So, list of LST of 0. So, LST of 0 means within the square bracket we are giving the index value 0. And then what is the list name? LST. So, list name is LST. So, you in that particular list, what is the value stored in 0th position? LST is the list name. Inside the square bracket we are giving 0. This particular 0 represents index. Simply you can take it as an array index like that. So in the list, what is the element stored in 0th position? So what is the element? There are only two elements. One is 10 and another one is 20. So 0th position represents the first element. So 10. Then what about LST of 1? LST of 1 represents second element, that is 20. So here how they are representing, you see. Instead of representing LST becomes 10, 20. Here they are representing using the index position. Here they are representing through index position as well as the value. See here LST of 0, 10. LST of 1, 20. So when it represents LST 0, 10, 0 represents the index position and 10 represents the value. The same method they are giving 1, 20. See here everything is given within parenthesis, not square bracket. First index position, value. This should be given in square, this should be given within parenthesis. The next element 1, 20. 1, 20 is given within parenthesis. So altogether it is represented in square brackets. Altogether it is represented in square brackets. So 0 represents 10. The 0 represents the element called 10. First position represents the element called 20. So that is what here they have explained. See here. So using the element selection operator, we are going to select the element. Through which operator? Through square bracket. See here. Through the square bracket. Second method is selecting the element through which operator? Square bracket. So that is what here they have given. Right? I think you might have understood the two methods. First method is multiple assignment method. And then second method is element selection operator. Right. Now we can go for the next. So again they are saying any way of bundling. Definition is given for pair. Any way of bundling two values together. Into one. We are going to convert one or more values into one. Then that particular concept is called pair. That particular thing is called pair. See here, therefore list can also be called as pairs. So what is another name for list? List can be otherwise called as pairs. Right. Now we are going to see the representing rational number using the list. So last class itself we have discussed about the rational number. Numerator divided by, that is slash denominator. See here, now you can now represent a rational number as a pair of two integers in the pseudocode. So we are going to represent the rational numbers, two rational numbers we are going to represent as a pair. How? First rational number is numerator. Second rational number is denominator. So see here, so this is the constructor. Last class itself we have studied. There are two things are there for data abstraction. Facilitate data abstraction. One is called constructor and another one is called selector. So see here, so rational is a constructor. Then n comma d is the parameter. So what we are going to return? We are going to return n comma d. So before that we are just calling the another function, that is numerator, NUMER, numerator of x. The numerator of x should be return x of 0. Return x of 0. So x of 0 represents 0th element. Right? And then like the denominator also we are representing return x of 1. So return x of 1 means second element. That is in the list x we want to see the second element. X of 0 means x is the list. We want to see the first element. 0th position, first element. Right. Can you understand, students, about list? If you understand about the list, it is very easy to learn about tuple. There are only some differences between list and tuple. List means one or more values are stored within square brackets separated by comma. The list can be accessed by two methods. What are the two methods? First method is multiple assignment method. Then second method is element selection operator. Right. Now we are going to discuss about tuple. What is mean by tuple? Remember, a pair is a compound data type that holds two other pieces of data. Two other pieces of data. So far we have provided you with the two ways of representing the pair data type. So far we have studied that pair can be represented by two methods. One method is using list and another method is using tuple. So far we have completed the list concept. We can represent the pair using the list. So now we are going to discuss about the tuple construct. See here, the first way is using list construct, and the second way to implement pairs is with the tuple construct. Right. Now we are going to discuss about the tuple construct. See here, what is meant by tuple? Tuple is a comma separated sequence of values surrounded with parenthesis. So what is meant by tuple? Tuple is a comma separated sequence of values surrounded within parenthesis. So list, it is represented within square brackets. Tuple, it is represented by parenthesis. Right. Tuple is similar to list. Yes, both of them are somehow same, but there is some difference. What is the difference? Tuple is represented by parenthesis. List is represented by square bracket. Everybody will think like that only. Yes, that is one difference. But another difference is, what is the main difference? The difference between the two, that is tuple and the list, is that you cannot change the elements of the tuple. So there is no possibilities for changing the elements in the tuple once it is assigned. So whenever we assign the values in the tuple, the values cannot be changed. But whereas in the list, the elements can be changed easily. Whenever you assign some values in the tuple, it cannot be changed. But whenever we assign the values in the list, those values can be changed at any point of time. Right. Let's see the example for tuple. See here how they are given. For list, we have discussed LST becomes 10, 20. That is given within square brackets. But see the tuple, they have given color equal to, so single quotes, they have given red, comma, then single quotes blue, then within single quotes green. All these colors are given within parenthesis. So that is the main point we want to see. That is the main difference, right? Apart from that, tuples cannot be changed, but list can be changed at any point of time. Right. I think you have understood this. Now we can representation of tuple as a pair. How to represent tuple as a pair? What we have discussed, list can be accessed by two methods. One is called a multiple assignment method and another one is called a element selection operator. But here we are going to access only through element selection operator. See here, nums becomes 1, 2. Nums becomes 1, 2 given within the parenthesis. So now what is the value stored in nums? Two values are stored there. One is 1 and another one is 2. Now see here, nums of 0. So we are accessing through the index method. So through the index method we are going to access the element in the tuple. So nums of 0, that represents first value, so that becomes 1. So when I access nums of 1, so what is the second element in the tuple? So the second element in the tuple is 2. So note that the square bracket notation is used to access the data you stored in the pair. So simply for accessing the data in the tuple, for accessing the data in the pair, we are using the square bracket notation. Apart from that, we does not use square bracket because tuple is used to represent only within parenthesis. Then see here, the data is 0 indexed, meaning you access the first element with nums of 0. So nums of 0, that represents the first element in the tuple. In the same way, the second element is used with nums of 1. Right. I think you might have understood these things. Both the concepts you might have understood. So we have discussed about the tuple and the list. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.